Why? Like hello neighbor. I don't mean pre-alpha. Alpha 1, Alpha 2, or Alphas 3 and 4. I mean the hello neighbor full release. Now you may be thinking, why? Well, you see, it's really damn funny. The game is so broken that you can't help but laugh. Now, if you want to actually get your 30 money's worth and take the game seriously, then I am sorry for your loss and hope your wallet recovers soon. You probably have some questions, such as, do you think Hello Neighbor is a good and well-made game? Do you dislike the alphas? And is this whole having a voice thing permanent? And to that I say, no. But this begs the question, why do people hate Hello Neighbor in the first place? Is it how the neighbor isn't a threat? The bad physics engine? Or the fact that death has no consequences? Well, I bet it's a combination of the three. But to truly understand Hello Neighbor, I am gonna run you through the game. Starting now. Your name is Nikki, and your ball is rolling down the street, so you go to chase it. But oh, spooky neighbor house makes spooky screams, which makes you investigate, but jeepers, you were spotted, so the neighbor catches you and you get sent to your house. Speaking of which, it essentially acts like a safe zone. There's nothing notable in there, but I did do a few fun things, such as playing with the light switch, looking at a familiar poster, and hanging out in the box room. But after I got done with that, my goal was simple: break into my neighbor's basement. Now, if you think I'm gonna tell you a step-by-step guide on what to do, you'd be wrong. But the basic goal is to obtain a red key for the basement through various puzzles and terrible parkour. But since I am a professional at breaking and entering, I got into the basement pretty fast. But what's in there? I hear you ask. Well, it's disappointing. Oh, it's just a laundry room. We went through all those puzzles for this. It's a really anticlimactic ending to this game, and I am so disappointed. Oh wait, what? What is this? Wow, what a basement. Inside another basement. This basement is strange. Everything feels kind of fake. So after doing a few more puzzles, we get to the door, but oh no, the neighbor can teleport and he found us, so he chases us down, but egads, there is another door that requires 3 keys. What a bad situation to be in. We wake up in the basement, seemingly trapped, but luckily for plot convenience a cardboard cutout sets us free. Wait, what do you mean? That doesn't make sense. Well, too bad, we're in Act 2, my least favorite act. After we climb a ladder, we're taken outside, with this nice cutscene. By the way, get used to that cutscene, because it plays every time you get caught. Every single time. Since I don't like Act 2, I'll gloss over it a bit. Basically, your goal this time is to escape. But since the neighbor decided that bigger means better, you can't just run out this time. Then how does one escape? Well, you see, you get 3 whole options. You can A. Obtain another red key to use the fence door. B. Use a crowbar to unhook some wood planks from the fence and escape that way. Or C. Unlock a super trampoline to jump out of there. Yes, I'm serious. But no matter which way we escape, we get the same cutscene of us running back home, with the neighbor staring at us as we leave, concluding this mediocre act. Thank God. Now on to my favorite act, and the longest one by far, Act 3. We start it by waking up on the couch in our apartment. This is a huge time skip, by the way, I should clarify. But we receive a letter for, oh my god, is that Smash? Oh wait, never mind, it's just an eviction notice. So we're forced to leave our apartment, which means we have nowhere to live. Well, actually, there is one place. Home. No, not that one. That one. And just like that, we're back at our old house. After unpacking and exploring, we decide to take a nap and have a restful sleep. As we're drifting off into dreamland, our mind wonders about if we should let go of the past, and if. And would you stop that hammering? I am trying to record a video. Oh god, it's. Geez, it looks like the neighbor got drunk and hired a bunch of builders. But this is it, the Act 3 house, the final house, and my favorite house. Honestly, this house is really fun to explore and do other things in. Like shoot some hoops. And after you're done with that, it's time to break into the neighbor's house. Again. But he learned from his mistake and boarded up the door. And put a keycard lock on it. Jesus Christ, why does this man care so much about his basement? After grabbing the crowbar and spraying it with water. And obtaining the keycard by also spraying it with water. We open the basement, but wait, we can't go in yet. We have to unlock 3 abilities to pad out the game time. I mean to go through the basement trials. Such as going shopping, which lets us and doing parkour, which allows us to, and finally going back to school, which means we can. Okay, now we can go into the basement, finally. Not really sure what you expected, it's just the same thing again. We start in the pseudo basement, then get into the real part through the washing machine. So nothing new. But then we see the scariest part of the game, a black man. Now luckily we can hide from black person, because we went shopping that one time. Confused. Well, too bad, it only gets worse from here. So after that black man encounter we get back to the door, but it's fenced up, so we have to do a double jump in order to get over it, and this is basically all the use the double jump provides. We go to open the door, but oh no, spooky neighbor took the engineer's teleporter and he's back behind us again. Time for the final showdown between you and the neighbor.
3, 2, 1, go!
So after that graphical fight scene, we escape and lock the door, and while the neighbor has been shown breaking through barriers, this one holds him off forever. But finally, we are now at the finale, the last one, the ultimate, the super duper conclusion that definitely makes sense. We're taken into a room, with a cardboard cutout, kind of like Act 2, except this room actually looks fun to live in. I hope the neighbor doesn't suddenly become 10,000 times bigger. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. After we insult his mother, he throws his only attack in his big mode, patented as the big old neighbor slap. Oh boy, I can't wait for more parkour, the best part about this game. Through various puzzles and terrible parkour, So the new goal is simple. Get into the big house on the neighbor's back. After blasting his eardrums with fireworks, shooting him with a toy crossbow, and shoving our balls in his face, we bully him so hard he's kneeling. Which allows us to go into the house. Wow, that's a lot of paper, at least 7 pieces of paper. I mean, none of this makes any sense, almost like a dream, but that would be crazy. Oh look, it's child you, playing with toy cars in a random house. But then our worst fear comes back, a black man. And the black man wants to break into our house and kill us. But luckily we just have to stand in front of our younger self to block all punches. But the catch is that we get bigger each time, making it harder to move around the house. After a few punches we get so big we tackle the black man and find the exit. And this is it, the last door we need to go through. But behind us is another house, with the neighbor and the black man trapped inside, leaving the neighbor to either fight the black man or starve to death. But then we walk through the exit and oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. It was all a dream. Wow, what an original and fun plot twist. Well, that's it, the end of Hello Neighbor. It was disappointing. But that was my brief rundown of Hello Neighbor, so brief it only took 75% of the video. And now, for some questions about the story. Number 1. How come we end up on the grass when we get caught? Like after 20 times getting caught, you'd think the neighbor would just lock us in the basement at some point. And for the ones where we take fall damage, how come we still end up on the grass? I guess the neighbor just hears us fall, then drags us to the street. Question 2. So the last 2 acts were in a dream, right? This implies that the Act 2 house actually existed, which isn't as extreme as the Act 3 house, but it's still pretty extreme. And also, if Act 3 was a dream, we still don't know what was actually behind that door, since we went through it in the dream, which wasn't real. And last but not least, where are our parents? Everywhere in Act 1, our house was empty, no parent in sight. It makes no sense. Are the parents that irresponsible that they just leave their child to play outside alone? It makes no sense. And that's all the big questions I have. Well, I do have more, but we'd be here all day if I said them all. Now I know this video wasn't very positive, but in all seriousness, I like the game for what it is, a funny not scary game about breaking into a house that progressively gets bigger. And the physics are so janky that, when it happens I don't even get mad, I just laugh. So in conclusion, dear Hello Neighbor, never change.